So the next day rolls around and I seen him. So I'm like, yo, Chris, what's up, man? Long time no see. Hey, can you take orders yet? No, nobody showed. That's not good, man. That's really not good. I mean, and before I can even say anything, he says in this passive-aggressive tone, you know what? You can go home because you keep coming up to me and I don't have time for this. Have a good day. So, I've worked a lot of jobs, and it's safe to say that I have never been fired once. Because I always quit before they can fire me. Like, you know that timeline of getting a new job where you go through the interview, then you get the job, and then you get excited because you can make money and meet some new people. And then as time goes on, you start to realize that this is your life now, and then soon after that, you start finding a brand new thing about your job that you hate every single day, whether it be the work itself, the managers, the coworkers, the customers, but you can't quit because it's a job and you need money to pay the bills.
Yeah, The pockets.
And then after that is when you have to settle with working a mediocre job for the rest of your life. Unless you're working towards something else, like yours truly. But my hatred for working at these jobs just overtake my body so much to the point where I just quit, bruh. Like, fuck the consequences, and most importantly, fuck this damn job. Nah, but I want to tell you about the very first time I've had to go through this. At a special drive-in fast food restaurant. It is often overlooked unless a new video surfaces of someone busting their on the roller skates while carrying $20 worth of food. That's right, your boy's first job was at Sonic. And if I had to describe it, I would say it was the most awful job I have ever held in my 22 years of living. Besides Amazon. I'm not even gonna tell a story about Amazon because I didn't stay there long enough to talk about it. So when I turned 16, the fact that I was now able to apply to most jobs and start making my own money really intrigued me. Especially because the Xenoverse DLCs that were dropping was really taking a toll on my mom's pockets. She couldn't keep paying for it, so I had to make something shake. And so what I did was go online and apply to every single restaurant and or store that I ever liked going to. Every location within a 20-mile radius. No way somebody doesn't call me back. And sure enough, I got a call from one of them, which just so happened to be Sonic. We scheduled the interview, and the guy who interviewed me was actually pretty cool. We were talking about video games, TV shows, movies, balancing school with work, all that jazz. And he rocked with your boy enough to give me the job on the spot. I was extremely proud of myself. In fact, I was so proud of myself that I went home and told the homies on the game that I got a new job at Sonic. Here we go with this bullshit.
Sonic now? Oh, hell nah, boy. I'm about to get on you. Roller skating ass nigga, boy. Yo, roller man to the rescue. Neck ass boy. Yo ass gonna go straight from making slushies to making hospital payments with them lame ass roller skates, boy. Fuck no.
But if I crashed out on them, I'd be in the wrong, right? Sorry, that was 11-year-old me talking. If you watched my previous video, you would get that reference. So anyways, I start my first day and I had to do the part that I cannot stand about starting new jobs. The actual learning the job part. As well as that cursed computer work, man. I hate that period of time when you don't know what the hell you're doing at your new job. So you just look like a complete simpleton. Simpleton is crazy. I don't know why I said that. Anyways, on my first day, I was standing at this computer for 4 hours straight. Not sitting, standing. And by the way, those 4 hours of me on the computer literally taught me absolutely nothing about how to do the position I was hired for. All I had to do was take orders, make drinks, and hand out food. So can somebody please explain to me why I have to know about the time and place Sonic was founded in 1977? That has no effect on my work ethic, just so you know. But my dog, the restaurant owner, the guy who gave me the interview, and guess what? His name was also Chris. So he's gotta be cool, right? Because everybody named Chris is cool, right? Right? He came through, making sure I was straight. Yo man, glad to see you. I know the computer work you're doing is really boring, but let me know if you want anything to drink. And if at any point in time you want to take a break, you're free to do so. Yo, this guy's pretty cool, man. I thought all managers were supposed to be evil. But unfortunately for me, the next day, Chris would not be there. And the other manager who was there would show me exactly how evil a manager really could be. This middle-aged 5'1" woman seen it was my second day on the job, and still proceeded to give me a headset to take orders and figure out everything by myself. Nobody around me, just me. Needless to say, I f***ed that shit all the way up. In fact, it got so bad that I just took my headset off mid-order and walked away. And for the rest of my shift, I just dodged the manager and just kept on refilling the ice at the drink stations, which eventually caused my coworkers to start talking that bullshit about me. But there were a few of them who were reasonable enough to understand my struggles and had the decency to show me how to make different drinks, slushies, milkshakes, or blasts as they call them, and all that. I still f***ed all of that up, but I at least had more excuses to do other things than put that god-forsaken headset back on. Now, what I'm going to talk about next is what made me realize that I will never work in a fast food restaurant ever again. Those goddamn rushes. If you've ever worked at a fast food restaurant, you know what I'm talking about. Those orders just keep coming in like rapid fire. You don't even have time to process what's going on. And I say fast food restaurant because a fast food restaurant rush is a lot different from a regular restaurant rush. I would know. I worked in that too. Check this video out if you haven't seen it. But long story short, if you're a fast food worker and you haven't quit yet, you have my condolences, because you are very obviously built different to be able to handle that on a regular basis. As far as my coworkers go, there were some cool ones, but for the most part, I couldn't really connect with them. I specifically remember one interaction going like this. Yo, Christian, we about to go outside. Do you smoke no. Okay, bro. What the fuck? So yeah, that happened. But I do also remember another day, my coworkers were talking shit about a manager. And since in my week of being there, I had a strong hatred for the same manager that put me on that headset, I walked over there trying to chime in. But once I joined the conversation, I realized that we were not talking about the same manager. In fact, they were talking about Chris. So I'm like, wait, what? Chris is pretty cool. Why don't y'all like him? You don't know him yet. He always acts nice when people first get here. You're lucky he's on vacation right now, but he comes back tomorrow, and he's not gonna be as nice as he was the last time. But I'm thinking to myself, man, working in a fast food restaurant is just a little stressful, and everybody deals with stress differently. There's no way somebody can just have a complete 180 on their attitude. I didn't even think Chris had a mean bone in his body. So the next day rolls around, and I seen him. So I'm like, yo Chris, what's up man? Long time no see. Hey, can you take orders yet? No, nobody showed. That's not good, man. That's really not good. I mean, nobody showed me. Do you just expect me to listen? For your whole shift today, stand over by the window and shadow the person taking orders and practice putting them in. Okay, bro. And for the rest of that day, I seen a completely different side of Chris. The real side of Chris. He was yelling at my coworkers, cursing at the top of his lungs, saying things under his breath about the customers, just everything a terrible manager would do. And at this point, there have been way more things adding up, making me want to quit versus making me want to stay. But I thugged it out for about another week and a half. But eventually, there would come a straw that breaks the camel's back. And the person who put that straw there would be no other person than Chris. So on this day, which was the same day Avengers Infinity War came out, I remember this because I had tickets to go see it with my friends 15 minutes after I was supposed to get off work that day. And believe it or not, the whole day actually went decent for me. I was starting to get the hang of making drinks, taking orders by myself, and even being able to pull my own weight during a rush. The problem started in the last 10 minutes of my shift. I did all the things that I needed to do before I could go home. I cleaned the counters, swept and mopped the floor, refilled the cups, refilled the ice. All I needed to do was get the go-ahead from Chris to clock out. So I go up to him and I ask him, and he says, "Yeah, I just need you to go and make sure all the drink stations are good before I can let you go." I just did that. All right. So I go over everything again and I make sure there's not anything he could see and say it's not clean or done properly. And I walk back up to him. "Yo, Chris, am I good now? Yeah, can you just double check for me one more time?" It is now 4:05. I was supposed to get off 5 minutes ago and my movie is at 4:15. But still, I go and do it all over again. I made sure there was not a speck or a drop of liquid on any counter. I made sure the floors were as clean as they possibly could be. I filled the cups up so much to the point where they were falling over, and I walked back up to Chris one last time. And before I can even say anything, he says in this passive-aggressive tone, "You know what? You can go home. Because you keep coming up to me, and I don't have time for this. Have a good day. I will see you tomorrow." No, the hell you're not gonna see me tomorrow, because I'm done. If you wanted me to get off at 4:05, 4:15, 4:30 even, you should have scheduled me to get off at that time. Maybe if you weren't too busy having a stick up your and enjoying it, you would notice that there is literally nothing else for me to do. And you didn't even bother to look. You hole. Now, at the time, I wasn't very confrontational, so I did not say any of that, but I damn sure thought it. But I walked out and I never came back, marking the end of my time as a Sonic Drive-In employee. I only lasted about a month, and I went to the movies and I enjoyed one of the greatest pieces of cinema in modern history. The very instant I sat in those chairs and seen the opening Marvel credits, I couldn't give a damn about stupid-ass Chris, those stupid-ass slushies, those stupid-ass customers, those stupid-ass coworkers, and that stupid-ass headset. And I got back to enjoying my peaceful, unemployed life for about a month. And then I started working at a grocery store, but that's a story for another video. Moral of the story, fuck Sonic. Okay, not all of them, just the one that I worked at. And I most definitely spin back on them and order food and drinks almost all the time. And let me tell you, I cannot get enough of that cookie dough brownie blast. Y'all really got something serious with that one. And for those of you who are wondering, they offered me to wear the roller skates, as to which I said, hell no.